Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Wizanita Zainal. I want to explain about my proposal. The title is An Analysis of Directive Speech Acts in Surah Al-Alaq. In the chapter 1 is introduction. For the first is background of the research. The background of this research is so many studies that discuss the Al-Quran from various perspectives show that the study of the Quran, especially from a linguistic perspective, is very interesting and important. However, previous studies have not discussed directive speech acts, especially those contained in the Al-Alaq letter, even though the Al-Alaq letter is one of the letters in the Al-Quran, which is full of directive speech acts. So, I interest to find the type and the function of directive speech acts used in Surah Al-Alaq. The next is identification of the research. This research analyzed about types and function of directive speech acts in Surah Al-Alaq. The focus of the research is this research focus on the types and the function of directive speech acts in Surah Al-Alaq. Next, research questions. There are two questions in this research. For the first is what are the types, and the second is what are the function of directive speech acts that used in Surah Al-Alaq. The objective of the research is to find out the types and the function of directive speech acts that used in Surah Al-Alaq. Next, significance of the research. There are four significance of this research. For the first is for the students, for the English teacher, for the next researcher, and for general readers. And then assumption. Basically, all directive speech acts found in Surah Al-Alaq contain God's intention of educating mankind to seek knowledge that is beneficial for their life in order to be closer to Allah by carrying out all the command and avoiding every prohibition, as far to be safe in the world and the hereafter. And then, definition of the key terms. First is directive speech acts. In this research, the writer focused on the types of the directive speech act, referring to the nature and meaning of the speech. Directive speech acts contained in the Al-Alaq letter can be divided into two, namely directive speech acts which contain commanding meaning and which contain prohibited meaning. And the second is Surah Al-Alaq. Surah Al-Alaq is the 96th chapter of the Quran. This chapter consists of 19 verses and belong to the Makkiyah surah. Verses 1 to 5 of the surah are the first verses. Okay, next is methodology of research. The research design is use descriptive qualitative research. I use descriptive qualitative research because in this research analyze the types and function that used in Surah Al-Alaq and use document analysis because this research focus on analyzing the script of Surah Al-Alaq as a written material. And then the purpose of the study are to find out the types of directive speech acts and the function of directive speech act that used in Surah Al-Alaq. And then source of data. The source of data took from the Holy Quran. I was took the data by carefully reading the meaning of Surah Al-Alaq. A note-taking technique is employed here. Then the data collected is selected and classified based on the types of the speech, order, and prohibitions. And the way it is delivered is direct and indirect. Next, instrument of the research. Instruments is tools that used by research to collect the data and obtain the information relevant for research project, which are get from object research, sample, or informant. The writer did this research by using the Holy Quran, notebook, smartphone, and internet to find the information about directive speech acts that used in Surah Al-Alaq. The data collection technique. I was take some steps to get the data in this research. They are following. The first, I was researches Surah Al-Alaq in Al-Quran and then read the surah carefully along with its translation in Bahasa and English. The second, I was collect and identifies the data sentence by sentence in a notebook by writing the directive speech acts that found in Surah Al-Alaq. The data analysis technique. I was analyze the types and function of directive speech act in the form of sentences that are concluded in the form of table. You can see the table that I was made. For the table 1 is the types of directive speech act, and the table 2 is the table 2 is the delivery, the methods of delivery. For the table 1 is types and methods of delivery of directive speech acts, and the table 2 is types and function of directive actions. Okay, next for chapter 2, review of related literature. For the first is pragmatics. Pragmatics is a branch of linguistics, which is the study of language. Pragmatics focuses on conversational implicator, which is a process in which the speaker implies and listener infers. And the second is speech acts. Speech acts, according to Okay, according to Austin, divine speech acts as the action performed in saying something, and based on Aitchison, divine speech acts as a number of utterances behave somewhat like actions. It means that speech act is describe the actions when people say something to the hearer. Okay, next is type of speech act. According to Austin, there are 3 types of speech acts. For the first, locutionary act, the second is perlocutionary act, and the third is illocutionary act. Next is illocutionary acts. Illocutionary acts are one of the 3 types of speech acts proposed by Austin, which deal with the purpose, function, and force of utterance. There are 5 types of illocutionary acts. The first is representative. Representative is kind of speech act that states what the speaker believes to be the case or not. For example, state, conclude, represent, deduce, etc. And then directive. Directive speech act. Directive is one of speech acts that embody an effort on the part of the speaker to the hearer to do something, to direct him or her towards some goal. The third is expressive. Expressive is that states what the speaker feels. The form of expressive can be statements of pleasure, pain, like, dislike, joy, or sorrow. Next is declarative. Declarative that change the situation via the speaker's utterance. In order to perform a declaration correctly, the speaker has to have a special institutional role in a specific context. For example, is like appoint, nominate, sentence, pronounce, fire, and resign. And the last is commissive. Commissive is operate by means of creating an obligation. Okay, and then I will explain about directive speech act. Directive is used when the speaker wants the hearer to do things for him or her. Directive can be in a form of commanding, offering, requesting, asking, inviting, ordering, bidding, permitting, daring, or challenging. Next is the types and functions of directive speech act. There are 3 types of directives are command, request, and suggestion. According to the Yuli. For the first is command. Command is effective only if the speaker has some degree of control over the actions of the addresses. Request. The second is request. A request is an expression of what the speaker wants the addressee to do or refrain from doing something. And the last is suggestion. Suggestion are the speaker's utterances to give opinions about what the address is should or should not do. And then Surah Al-Alaq. Okay, Surah Al-Alaq is the 96th chapter of the Quran. This chapter consists of 19 verses and belongs to the Makkiyah surahs. The last is relevant study. There is a study related for Directive Speech Act who conducted by other researchers. The entitle is An Analysis of Directive Speech Acts Used on Friday Sermon at Al-Fitrah Mosque of Wali Songo State Islamic University Semarang. The study is to find classification of Directive Speech Act and to describe the function of Directive Speech Act. The result of this research is there are 7 comments, 1 request, 25 suggestions. The function of Directive Speech Acts are 7 function of comment, 1 function of request, and 25 function of suggestion. Okay, that's all for my explanation. I'm sorry for any mistakes, and thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.